Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith, out of the lovely Sunshine State.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a sunny state, but we got that damn governor there still.
I'll just wave at Nikki. Hi, Nikki. All right. This week on Shout Out, we have music from JCraig. Will he find his shining star, get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady, we're ready. What you say?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as college basketball fans are hoping their teams fly over the bracket busters and wins the NCAA championship. With Selection Sunday less than 2 weeks away, we wonder if Cinderella is picking out her shoes. Will the number one team in the nation be number one when it's all over with? Is this year's tournament anyone's championship, or will it be one of the usual suspects? We wonder, which matchup do fans most want to see? Is this more about gambling than the games? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, rest in peace, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Yeah, it is time for the tournament. In a couple of weeks, they'll be selecting. Spitface. I really don't get juiced up about college basketball into the tournament. But yes, the tournament is less than 2 weeks away. But on February 17, we kind of got our first glimpse at what the seeding will be as the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Committee provided a first look at its current top 16 seeds for the tournament. And this was presented on CBS Bracket Preview Show. So I'm going to go over the number ones. The number one seeds for the divisions, Purdue is going to be, this is, it's still not permanent, but this is, like they say, they do a preview. Purdue is number one in the Midwest region. So that's going to be held in Detroit. UConn is number one in the East region, which will be in Boston. Houston is number 3 in the South Division, which will be in Dallas. And Arizona is number 1 in the West region, which will be in Los Angeles. Now, the remaining top 16 teams are North Carolina, Tennessee, Marquette, Kansas, Alabama, Baylor, Iowa State, Duke, Auburn, San Diego State, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So, the question always is there chances for upset? There's always going to be upsets. Will the number one seed win the tournament? Yeah, it's a good chance that the number one seed will win the tournament because since 1985, I think when the tournament started, the March Madness, 38 national, it's been 38 national champions, and 24 of them were number one seeds. So the likelihood of a number one seed making it to the Final Four, is going to be high and them winning. So 24 out of 38 is not bad. Now, the likelihood of all number one seeds making to the Final Four is extremely low. Matter of fact, in the inception of the tournament, it's only happened one time. It's only happened one time where all number one seeds made it to the Final Four, and that was in 2008 when Kansas, Memphis, North Carolina, and UCL made it there. So there's obvious been many upsets of the number one seeds. So, when you have a one and done format, I mean, and on any given game, like any given Sunday in the NFL, somebody can win. Well, any given game in a one and done tournament, somebody can win, and somebody could get hot and make it through the entire tournament. If you remember Jim Valvano's North Carolina State, that's what they did. They got hot. They were a low-ranked team. They got hot, and they made it through. So I just say the reason to me why there's so many upsets in the college basketball is because most of these teams have not played each other, and therefore the tournament does lend to upsets based upon matchups. And now fans, what do they want to see? I mean, they want to see their team go to the Final Four. So, I mean, at this point, one cannot predict what will be the favorite matchup. I mean, it's just a matter of their favorite team getting to the Final Four. And, I'm quite sure there's some great matchups that, would be good. Obviously, UConn, everybody likes to see, can they be a repeat? Matter of fact, I need to look that up. I don't remember the last time a team repeated in the March Madness. I have to look that. I'm going to look that up because it's very. We know it doesn't happen that often, and I'll look. This probably happened more in the earlier part of this tournament, but I'm going to definitely look that up. So the thing is, it's just it's Cinderella's can win this tournament. It's always predicted that a Cinderella can go far, can win. So, like I said, it's based on matchups. What team matches up better than the team, their opponent. So that has a lot to do with it. And I really don't think it has too much. To be honest, I don't think it has too much to do with the seeding because a lot of times the tournament committee, they get the seeding wrong a lot of the times. So it'll be quite interesting. Now, in reference to gambling, I would think besides the Super Bowl, March Madness is a big gambling event. It's time for everyone to become brackologists. Brackologists, they try to determine who will win the tournament. To the knowledge of the history of this tournament, no one has ever had a perfect bracket that was verifiable. People might say they had perfect bracket, but there's a lot of different companies, all the different newspapers, the sports magazine, the television shows. Everybody has contests for March Madness and picking the right brackets. No, to my knowledge and to anybody in sports, no one has ever won. And the reason why, the odds of doing so is 1 in 9.2 quintillion. Never a quintillion. I mean, that tells you, a million, no, quintillion. That's what that's a terrible odds. So I would, if I'm gambling on the tournament, I would just stick to those money lines for each game. If you want to, people are always going to gamble, but the tournament is about the games, not the gambling. People are into the games. Even the casual fan, like the Super Bowl, will watch the tournament. So, March Madness, it's almost coming, so people get really excited. But you want to know the funny thing about it? March Madness now goes into April, so I don't know. They start later and later. It used to be everything was done in March, but not anymore. I think the championship, I got to look at I believe it's in April, first part of April. But anyway, all right, Spitface, what you saying?
First Lady, it's amazing how it's almost like every sporting activity bleeds into another season more and more. There'd be a little overlap. Now it's like, oh, man, wait just a minute. We still playing March Madness and it's July, So it hasn't quite got that bad. But, they seem like they stretch everything, But NFL has stretched out their games, And, but, hey, dollar bill, y'all, dollar bill. Personally, there is when I see college athletics, when I see college football, college basketball, and it's tournament championship time, I love the energy from the attendees. I mean, you can tell they love their team. They're putting their hearts on the line, and they lose, and it's like, you know, and it's heartbreaking. You know, now sometimes they get their butt whooped, so but a lot of times you're gonna get so many moments where the game was tough and somebody had to win, and just the raw emotion of it. And these guys, at least not this year, they're not making money. Now there's a point where they will be making some money, but they're not making NBA professional athletic money, and most of them know that they're not going into professional basketball. So they love the game, they want to play, they want to win. So that spirit is just so awesome. My concern is that while gambling won't influence what's happening on the court, and with, I'll just say, the true fans, it does impact the level of viewership. And a lot of those money lines, hey, I'm going to watch Kentucky versus Illinois because I want to see if I make the money line. As opposed to, I want to see these two teams play. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and as a matter of a business, it's really probably good because it allows, the more viewership, the more exposure. And for a lot of the teams in the tournament, exposure doesn't hurt them. For them, oh yes, give us some more exposure. We want that. We try to recruit and build, and we want our university, our college to be there. So gambling's impact, I think we'll be able. We can probably measure a lot now, but in about 10 more years, I think we'll see the true measure of its impact. The one thing about the tournament is that there are like I said, there are just so many upsets, and the beauty of the upsets is they can come from anywhere, any place, at any game, and it's oftentimes it shows that a team from a smaller program can truly be, really a good team, and beat some good teams. So in that way, I think more so than in college football, college basketball, there's just more opportunity. So, hey, I didn't go to a top 10 program, but the program I went to, we had an opportunity to do well, and maybe I was the cause of it. So, hey, maybe I get a look that I wouldn't have been able to get a look at. College football, I'll just say that you have the strong programs, and until they slip and slide some, there's the strong programs. So that's where the focus is going to be. And even though a lot of players come out of a lot of different schools, because the NFL is always looking. Being in that top tier program is just such an advantage when it comes to football that in basketball you might get overlooked, but if your team can peep a little bit during the big tourney, ain't got just so that you can get seen. Your opportunity can shoot up. With right now, the number one team is Houston. so here in Cougar Land, the number one team is going to be number one when it's all over with. But it is, First Lady, as you said earlier, that a number one team has pretty much dominated and won it all. But maybe not the number one team. We had to check that out. And, there have been so many programs that have been dominant for they'll be dominant for several years and then slip off at the rebuild and all of that. I think right now, it truly is anybody's. It truly is anybody's. The Cougars are playing well, but it's anybody's. Because any team, we can talk about, how was their competition, but when you get out there and it's just, hey, it's my team, your team, we got to play this game. And a team that, quote, may, quote, not be as what they would say strong, might just have a matchup that beat you that day. I suspect it's going to be a usual suspect. But then Cinderella is picking out her shoes. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
All right. So, I did look up it was 7 teams that were able to go back-to-back national championship. But the interesting part of that, most of it was back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The two relevant recent teams, the last recent team was Florida, University of Florida. That's that Billy Donovan team. So it was 2006 through to 2007, and Duke did it in 1991, 1992. So as you can see, it's very difficult to win back-to-back championship. So it's anybody can win to win this champion, even the Cinderellas. All right, Spitface, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punch to the preseason favorite to be number one, the Kansas Jayhawks, by Baylor, 82-74. Number 7 ranked Kansas couldn't get over the hump by beating Baylor for the first time in 4 attempts and preventing a 2-game losing streak. Is this team crumbling at the wrong time? Could number 15 ranked Baylor make some noise during the tournament? Maybe a Final Four appearance? Leroy Satchel Paige, Walter Buck, Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking what you saying. First Lady, like you, I usually don't do a deep dive into college basketball until the tournament starts. But this is more about predictions before anyone has played a game. And some predictions, we can look at it as, well, hey, look, these guys are looking at the makeup of the team, the record you had last season, and, based on that, making a judgment on if things stay the way they are at the moment, how they'll unfold. And I think all that it really shows is that most of them don't know they're behind from a hole in the ground. That's what it really is. And because we get it in a lot of sports, get it in football, they didn't put this squad together. They should be such and such play. If not, a game has been played. And if anything, if you are a gambler, roll the dice of what you like, but don't go with these preseason predictions and favorites. Whether it's college football, whether it's college basketball, the NFL, the NBA. And, I mean, there might be a general, like, yeah, you know, I would put a couple of dollars down that the Kansas City Chiefs would be going for a repeat, be in the Super Bowl. You know, I would, yeah, put me down for $10. But really going, well, they're just going to be there. Well, you know, not necessarily. And, you know, what are they basing these preseason favorites on? You know, that, you know, because you got this player, you got that player, so-and-so's the coach. You know, what is it based on? And what it's based on is imagination. You know, just my imagination running away with me. And then they put something on paper or say something. Now, you know, Kansas got to do something. You 2 weeks away from Selection Sundays and you win and losing back-to-back games. You need to do something. The weaknesses is showing up at the wrong time. You might be scrambling. So this is the wrong time, and they might legitimately be crumbling right now. Number one, preseason. Baylor, odds are that it's going to be a bunch of number ones, at least two, who make it to the Final Four. So I don't think you're going to be the one that slip in. But go for it. Go for it. First Lady, that's all I'm saying. What you saying?
Well, you know, the Jayhawks, you know, that was probably one of their toughest matchups for the season. You know, they did play them on the road, but you know, it was a close matchup. I mean, it's one of those things that you know, what's Kansas City going to do? Are they better than the Baylor Bears? No, because well, actually, the Kansas City was, I think, according to this ranking of the tournament, they have Kansas ranked number 8, and Baylor is ranked number 10th in the tournament. So I guess people consider Kansas to be a better team. But guess what? They didn't beat the Baylor team, and they haven't beaten the Baylor team. So you know, again, like I said, when these people come up with these committee matches, you know, it's to me, there's a lot of things that go into it. The good thing for Kansas, their one of their top scorer, Kevin McCullough Jr., he returned. He put up 20 points for them in the game. So he was out for a little bit, so I'm glad they have him back. I mean, they just, you know, their team just seemed to just didn't get help from other players. You know, you need key people to produce for you, and you know, they create a lot of they create a lot of fouls. Their defense wasn't great in this game. And it's going to be a struggle for some reason for Kansas. You know, their coach, what's their coach name? Bill Self, right? Is their coach. And, you know, Kansas has always been up there as one of the high-ranking teams. But I just don't see them winning too much in the tournament. I really don't. Now, from Baylor's point of view, you know, they can be a sneaky, what's the word I'm looking for? When you, wild card type of team. I mean, they're, you know, Baylor is going to be in the Midwest Division. Well, unfortunately, they're going to be with Purdue. they're going to be possibly in the same region as Purdue. So, I mean, again, it's about placement in these tournaments, where you, like, what bracket are you placed in, what region are you placed in, to tell you how well you're going to do. So unfortunately, Baylor might get to that final in the region, but they're going against they're in the same bracket as Purdue, so that's going to be a difficult bracket for them. Let me see, Kansas, the West bracket, Arizona.
Would Baylor be considered a Cinderella?
No, I don't. To me, I consider Cinderellas as those. I consider Cinderellas to those teams that are really low ranked. You remember, it's 64 teams. It's about 64 teams in the tournament. So you got 64 teams. So I consider somebody in the Cinderella outside of that top 16. That's what I consider a Cinderella, outside those top 16. So I don't consider Baylor to be a Cinderella. If they're in the top 16, I wouldn't consider them to be Cinderella. So there's a lot that these two teams are going to have to do, because there's some top number one teams. I mean, you got UConn, who's defending champions, and they're not going anywhere. Houston is darn right good, and Arizona is good. So I just really feel that these two teams, given the matchup they have, it depends how well they can do. That's all I'm saying. My mind right now is not into college basketball. I'll get there in a couple of weeks when we start March Madness. And I did look up the date. The champions, the Final Four starts in April. So that's why I said, why call it March Madness? I guess it's March Madness to the Final Four, right? So you take all of March just to get to April. But back in the day, everything ended in April. I mean, everything ended in March. let me say that. Everything ended in March.
But the real question is will Dizzy Max Creighton make some noise?
Yeah.
Hey, Dizzy Max.
What's going on, First Lady?
We know Dizzy is rooting for Creighton, so you know. You know, a little love.
Now that's a Cinderella team. Now that's a Cinderella team.
Dizzy is Creighton putting on their slippers.
Hey, we got them on and we ready to dance.
All right. Okay. Well, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from JCraig, not J. Cole, JCraig on South Park 1.
Free Mr. Bond.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel and the man on the bearskin rug. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from JCraig.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today we are featuring music from JCraig out of Memphis from his hit album, Truth. JCraig says, quote, I thought my mission was to find an artist when all along I was the artist. My talent was strong, but my self-confidence was lost. My new music brought it all shining back to me, end quote. All right, let's hear. Obviously, he was a producer turned singer. So let's hear Risk It All.
Every morning we do what we gotta do. And every evening I'm coming back to you. I've been working real hard to make it through. Gotta keep a good attitude. until the end. Gotta make you some more drink. Sometimes you gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes to come, with your head on ten toes, you got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to remember who's down inside of you. There's no one that can stop you, no matter what they do. Keep fighting, don't ever quit. So now your dreams will come true. You live just once, sometimes you gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes to call, you gotta stand tall. Risk it all. Gotta risk it. Risk it all. Risk it all. Gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes to call, risk it all. Gotta take a fall. Risk it all. Gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. I got it. Risk it all. Risk it all. We gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes to call, and your back's against the wall, you gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You gotta risk it all.
Okay, that was JCraig, and let's see what the panel thinks. Well, actually, I'm gonna start it off. I actually like JCraig. I mean, he has the song was well put together with the other female vocalist, and he has a nice voice, and I like the song. I'm definitely going to shout it out. Dizzy Mac, you shouting it out? You're going to hit the mute button.
Oh, we giving him a good shout out. We like JCraig, risk it all. Yeah.
Okay, Ronnie B. I mean, excuse Ronnie B, a.k.a. Spitface.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm giving it a shout out, but I could have stood for a few more lyrics. But at least he had a lyric that I could. At least he had a lyric I can remember. But they looking pretty good, They were sounding nice together. But yeah, I could stand a few more lyrics. Okay.
All you heard was risking it all, right?
I heard, there were a couple of the little lines scattered in there, but nice beat, and like I said, about nice vocals and but a little more lyrics. Little
light on the lyrics. All right. You hear that? JCraig is light on the lyrics. But guess what? On part 2 of Shout Out, we'll feature another track from JCraig, so we'll see if he can add some more lyrics to his songs. All right. Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Faster than lightning, know what you see, is smarter than he, and we know clever, lives in a world full of wonder, lying there under, under the sea.
All right. It's time for Flip It, where our hosts defend the point and flip the script and defend the opposing view. LeBron James became the first NBA player to reach 40,000 points. Just above Dizzy Mac's record, which is amazing. But will he get another ring? Defend. LeBron will rack up the stats, but Father Time will make sure he won't have the time to win a ring. I'm like, LeBron, you a bad mamma jamma, and definitely your position in NBA history and lore is pretty darn. I mean, you just add. So, because really you solid where you are. You just add. But stats, may they be, will not equal another ring. They will, and even like Sir Tom Brady, Father Time was catching up with him, and he made that exit, because he knew that he was about to go. So, and with the team he was on, he wasn't on a Denver Bronco team that just needed a good hand. He could compete with Father Time and caught up with him. And LeBron, from an ankle here and a knee there and a left thigh there, here and there, it's catching up with you, brother. It's catching up with you. And you need a little more time for that Lakers team to take you to the promised land. And Father Time is not going to allow that to happen. Dizzy Mack, defend.
Father Time is undefeated. LeBron, you did your thing. You did your thing, man. Shimmy Shake girls love cheering for you. But this week was the tale of two LeBrons. You took down the house against the Clippers. Last night, you couldn't guard Jamal Murray. You couldn't switch over on him and put a stamp on the defense. You let Cam Reddish go out on his shield, getting burnt time and time again by Jamal Murray. And you know what? I don't even have to mention what Jokic did. Jokic just came up just like he deserved to be on Mount Rushmore or something. He did his thing. So, no, I don't care who it is. You won't duplicate having that young, athletic guard next to you that could go off for 45 at any moment. Kyrie and D-Wade. I think they was going to put together a pretty good, stat line itself. But with LeBron having to do everything, it's just not going to happen. You may just have to just live on them 40,000 points, my man.
40,000. First lady, defend.
Well, what can I say about LeBron James? I mean, he scored them 40,000 points. Nobody in the history of the NBA has done that. He will continue to make history with his stats, especially even though he's at the age of 39. I mean, Vince Carter played until he was 43. I believe LeBron could break that record easily. Therefore, he's going to add to his collection of stats. It's all about the stats right now because the question is, can he win another ring? The way the Lakers are constructed, I doubt he will win a championship. I mean, their team is really set on the players they have because they signed many of their players to multi-year contracts. So he's kind of stuck with the current team. And I just don't see LeBron leaving the Lakers. I mean, I really don't see, he got to, we'll see what happens. But the Lakers are, as far as I'm concerned, the team is what the team is. And right now, that team can't compete for a championship. I mean, they're going to be a threat. Anytime you got LeBron, they're going to be a threat. But seriously, do you really think that they can win a championship where they are? I mean, they are currently they're in 10th place? Are they in 10th place? Let me see. They're currently in, they just moved up to 7th place. Yeah, they've been on a little roll. So, Anyway, no, they're not in 7th place. They're in 10th place. Looking at the wrong season. Okay, they're currently in 10th place. So if they're in 10th place, they got too many teams to crawl ahead of them. I mean, the Warriors have been on a roll, too. The Warriors have been really balling. But there's just too many good teams in the West for the Lakers to advance. So his chances of winning a championship is very slim. That's all I'm saying. Very, very slim.
All right. Okay. Slim pickings, according to First Lady. But this is flipping. Well, we flip the script and defend the opposing view. LeBron wants to go out with another ring, which guarantees him a spot on Mount Rushmore. The Lakers get into the playoffs, he's got a shot. If there's anything, and I'm going to use a Patrick Mahomes analogy, it's hard to bet against him. Because, when you got that heart of a champion, but things happen and go your way. And LeBron knows that he may have another 4 years. He might have another 2 years because Father Time is undefeated. And so he doesn't really know. So it's win now or go home and hope you get on Mount Rushmore. So the Lakers are one of those teams that if you let them get in the playoffs, all of a sudden they find a way to win. Now they couldn't get to the big dance last year, but all the teams in front of them started crumbling. So the Wild Wild West is wild, and LeBron knows how to win. And give him another shot, give him another spot, and they get a break one way or the other. They could be in the big dance. They could be in that big dance. Dizzy Mack, defend.
Spit-face gladly. LeBron has a mind like an elephant. He doesn't forget. He won't forget that whoever came in there and spoiled his night, spoiled the night. So, no, I would not want to face these Lakers led by LeBron in the playoffs. He's on a mission. And when he's telling the commentators at the end that this was the inspiration he needed to put the metal to the pedal, hey, he doesn't forget. AD won't forget. Other players are rally around and say, we remember how we let LeBron down, and they're going to play better. They'll be able to get the matchups that they want through the playoffs. They'll get a seed where, hey, they'll be able to matriculate through. Because they know last year they should have been there. They know last year that was their title. Because they would have beat Miami. They would have beat Miami. So, no. LeBron and the Lakers are due. He would etch in stone his place amongst the best on Mount Rushmore and get another ring. 40,000.
Don't mean a thing without that ring. First Lady, defend.
Well, when you got LeBron on your team, I mean, come on. You always have a shot. We talking about a man that went to the final four. He was in the final 10 consecutive years or something ridiculous, 9 or 10 consecutive years. So this man definitely has the willpower to will his team to the finals. They almost did it last year, but they ran into that darn, what's his name, Jokic? Yeah, I mean, Jokic he's a bad big man, and that's what happened. And guess what? He may be there again this year. But you have LeBron James, and you have Anthony Davis playing real well this year. And the thing is, too, when I look at, now I'm not going to say they're going to win this year. Seriously, I don't think they're going to win this year. So we just need to even get beyond that they're not going to win this year. But the question is, can he get another ring before he retires? So the big thing is LeBron has his contract. He has the player's option at the end of this year, and he can opt into his contract worth $51 million, $415,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But guess what? The Lakers will allow him to get another contract. Now, if you look at the Lakers' structure and the players, most of their players are signed for 3 more years. Most of them are signed to 3 more years. So Anthony Davis is signed up until the 26-27 season, and that's 2 more years. Actually, that's 3 more years. And like I said, 3 more years. So I look for LeBron to re-up with the Lakers for 3 more years. So within that 3 more years, can the Lakers win another championship? I think they can, because if you look at, like I said, they got the same players. So some of their players, are going to be better because, like I said, most of their players, they signed them to multi-year contracts. But the one thing that they have more of, where they can get another top-end player for LeBron, they're going to have more draft capital. And, right now, that seems to be what people want. At one point it was players, but now teams want draft capital to add to their team in order to get a good person from the draft. And so the Lakers will be able to offer draft capital for a top-end player. And that's all LeBron needs. I think, you got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis. They need a big 3. Right now, and D'Angelo Russell is not that third person. He's wishy-washy. Sometimes he plays well, sometimes he doesn't. They need a consistent big 3, and that's who they need to look for. So that's what they're going to probably do. So within that 3 years, I truly believe LeBron and the Lakers can win a championship, because it's just a matter of getting another top-end player for them. That's all I'm saying. LeBron can do it. I wouldn't bet against him.
All right. You say don't bet against the king. Well, on that note, First Lady, over to you for more flipping.
Oh, the New York Knicks are sitting pretty at the 4th spot on the East, but can they crack the top 3? Panel defend. They have time to go on a run, and both Cleveland and the Bucks have issues. All right, Dizzy Mac, defend.
Oh, they can go on a run. They're going to get healthier. They're going to get Julius Randle back, and like you said, Cleveland and Milwaukee, at times they still trying to get it together. So I think it's very possible and a very good opportunity for New York to get healthy and get back on the rise where they were. I think, once they get Julius Randle back, watch out, because again, the the New York Knicks boys be playing.
All right, the Villanova boys, yes, once they get healthy. All right, Spitface defend. Can the Knicks crack the top 3?
Ooh, it's good. I know you Knicks fans are licking your chops, going go Knicks, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And Cleveland and they are two strange teams. They really are. I mean, they're definitely 1, 2, 3. But they, it's something about Cleveland and the Bucks this season that make you kind of worry. And while the Knicks seem to be a team that has grown up and and is working out the kinks at just the right time. I could see at least Cleveland slipping a little bit. I can see, the Bucks got Ghani boy, so they probably gonna hold on, but that's questionable too, because there's like that coaching move still looks a little weird. So right now the Knicks are in the right groove, and if they just keep looking forward, they could sneak right up there into a number 2 spot. That's what I'm saying, First Lady.
All right. Well, as probably the number 1 Knicks fan, the main thing for the Knicks, in order for them to crack the top 3, they have to get healthy. They have to get healthy. And Dizzy Mac, yeah, they can bring Randall back, but guess what? They don't need Randall to come back. They need OG Anunoby to come back. That's who they need to have come back on this team, because before that trade, the New York Knicks were in the bottom 3 of defense before that trade. When they got OG Anunoby in the trade, guess who was the number 1 team in defense? The time that he played, the Knicks turned into be the number 1 team in defense. Now that he's injured, they are the worst team in defense. So, look, we all question whether or not, as a Knicks fan, we all question whether or not OG deserved the money that he wanted. I would say, hell yeah, he deserves the money he wants, because all he got to do, his agent got to do is show that stat line, because it is a true stat line. When he's in the lineup, the Knicks have become the number 1 defensive team. So he has much more impact on that team than Julius Randle. However, we need Julius Randle back too. We need a healthy team for the Knicks to overtake the Bucks. And the reason why they can do the Bucks and Cleveland, I mean, let's face it, Cleveland's playing well right now. The Bucks are back on a roll too. But the thing is, Doc Rivers, as the Bucks coach, he has a way of messing things up. We all know his problems in the playoffs. They've had 3-1 leads. He's had it multiple times, and he lost. Trust me, it could be the same way in the regular season. So I don't depend on the Bucks when they got Doc Rivers as their coach. Now the Cavs are playing well, but the question is, can the Cavs also stay healthy? They've been healthy right now, but they're always having a problem with one of their players. So my thing is the Knicks need to get healthy. If they can get healthy, they can go back on that winning streak. They was in a 9-game winning streak, then everything fell apart. But they can do it. They just need to get healthy. That's all they need to get healthy. All right, we're going to flip it. The Knicks have 4 teams, only 1 game behind them in the standing. It will take all they got to stay number 4. All right, Spitface, defend.
We coming after you, Knicks. We on your behind, Knicks. And right now, the Knicks do have to get healthy in a hurry, because everybody is breathing down their necks more so than breathing down the top 3 teams. So they are on the hot seat, and it is heating up. And the next few weeks will probably determine where they're going to, whether they're going to have that 4th spot locked down, or whether there's going to be some real movement. But they got to get healthy quick, and to maintain. So they're not sneaking up on the Celtics, on the Bucks, or the Cavs. They're not sneaking up. Those teams have a little bit of a cushion. The Knicks got to come in scrapping. They got to come in scrapping, because everybody is breathing down their neck. It is tight, and when it's tight, you got to show you can do it. Go Knickerbockers.
All right, they got to show they can do it. All right, Dizzy Mac, defend.
Well, you got a log jam behind New York. I think, Milwaukee, even though they do have Doc Rivers coaching, will probably sink into that number 2 spot. But you got Philly, Miami, Orlando, Indiana, all nipping at the heels of the Knicks. The Knicks are going to have to, as you said, First Lady, get OG back. Because it starts with the defense. He's allowing, Knicks to put pressure on the opposing team. But you got Philadelphia playing well. They're looking to get Embiid back. You have Miami playing well. Jimmy Butler's back playing well. They can get healthy. They got Terry Rozier back. Orlando and Indiana, young teams, surging, trying to make a name for themselves. Yeah. It's this time of year where, hey, don't look over your shoulder because everybody's gaining. And the Knicks they're going to have to dig down deep and avoid these bad shooting nights where they can't even shoot it into the stands. They can't even shoot it into the ocean. They got to avoid them and get out and get some easy baskets. But, hey, that's what has the other teams surging. Maxey, Jimmy Butler, Rozier, Orlando, Indiana, Halliburton. Oh, whoa. I hate to hear that down my neck.
All right. He said, yeah, they got some troubles, Dizzy Mac. Look, the Knicks have lost 9 of their last 11 games. They only won 3 games in the month of February, and that was after having a fantastic January. They had won 9 games in a row in January. They are seriously injured. They're on the trajectory to actually be in the play-in tournament right now. The Knicks can slip from 4th to 8th place. I don't think they have to worry about the Bulls or the Hawks, the Bulls are in 9th place, and they're like way under 500. So I don't think they got to worry about the Bulls and the Hawks. But like you said, Dizzy Mac, you got Miami who's streaking. They're playing good. This is what Miami does every year. They come out the gate slow, and then when it comes to March, it seems like after the Super Bowl, that's when they go on a winning streak, and that's when they get hot, and that's how they get to these playoffs. The Magic, the Knicks don't even have the series. What do you call it? If they tie with the Magic, they would lose to the Magic because the Magic has won the series against the Knicks. The Pacers have won the series against the Knicks. So they're in little trouble. Right now. They're up on the Miami Heat when it comes to this. They won 2 games, so they're only playing the Heat 3 times. So they won that series. So the Knicks are in trouble if they don't get healthy. Now they're supposedly signing Shake Milton. I don't think he's going to help them much. I wish they would go after Marcus Morris. I think he'd be a better addition because they can't score. And unfortunately, so they've done the trade with Detroit. Alex Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic, they've been horrible. They've been horrible. So the Knicks right now are in a serious slump, and they are slumping, and it's gonna be hard for them to stay number 4. To be honest with you, and I'm a Knicks fan. I'm very optimistic about the Knicks, but the way I see it, if they don't hurry up and try to win some of these games, they're going to be in trouble. And, of course, we got a coach that's going to run their players down in the ground. That's why they're coming up with all these injuries, as far as I'm concerned, even though Randall's injury was he jumped over somebody, so he fell to the ground hard and dislocated his shoulder. But the thing is, it's going to be hard for the Knicks to stay number 4. But you want to know something? I'd rather them be healthy and be number 8 than be unhealthy and be number 4. All right, Spitface, over to you. Please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from JCraig on Shout Out Part 2. Please stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right, we have another performance from JCraig. DJ, let's hear her.
It's her, it's her. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. When I woke up this morning, felt like I don't think I got a wink of sleep last night. 'Cause I can't seem to get her off my mind. She's in my head, oh, love design. I can catch myself daydreaming, just wondering what's wrong with me. I know that you think that I'm crazy, possibly, but I beg to differ 'cause I think that is her. I think that is her. I think that is her. Is her. Is her. No, that is her. I believe that is her. Wonderful girl, don't know what she's worth. Well, I think that is her. I believe that is her. I'm sure that is her. Is her. Is her. No, that is her. I believe that is her. One in the world. I think that, I know that, I'm sure that is her. And when she's not around, I've been missing, kissing, and reminiscing. And the way she makes me feel when she smiles. Ooh, wow. Wanna make it last for a while. And when we're finally making love, tell you what, she makes sure I get enough. Hope you understand the way that I feel. 'Cause it's real, that's my girl. And I know that it's her. I think that it's her. I think that it's her. Is her. Is her. No, that is her. I believe that is her. Wonderful girl, don't know what she's worth. Well, I think that is her. I believe that is her. I'm sure that is her. Is her. Is her. No, that is her. I believe that is her. One in the world. I think that, I know that, I'm sure that is her. I can honestly say that I wanna be with you just the way that you want me to be. But you gotta tell me if I want you need. So let me set your mind at ease. Personality, not quality, high quality, and she just right for me. My fantasy, and she gives me sanity. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's her, her, her. I think that is her. I think that is her. Is her. Is her. No, that is her. I believe that is her. Wonderful girl, don't know what she's worth. Well, I think that is her. I believe that is her. I'm sure that is her. Is her. Is her.
panel has to say. Dizzy Mac, what's the way?
We gonna give him a shout out. You know, JCraig was doing this thing, and hey, I like the lyrics to it. So yeah, he put some more in there for you, Spitface.
All right. First Lady, what's the verdict?
Oh, I'm definitely shouting out JCraig. You know what I said? Not J. Cole, but my goodness, he has a nice voice, and JCraig is definitely going to move up in the world of music. Definitely like JCraig. I'm definitely shouting him out.
The brother got skills. I'm shouting him out too. That is being a shout out. If you like what you heard from JCraig, check him out at JCraigLive.com and on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent at oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
Okay, well, the hardwood picks for 2024 will start with the Elite 8. So we'll have those picks coming. We'll have those picks coming. So what's our top story to watch this week? All right, Dizzy Mac, what's your top story to watch?
My top story to watch is going to be there in L.A. You know, how do the Lakers and Clippers move forward from here? This week is a pivotal week out there in L.A.
All right, Spitface, what's your top story to watch this week?
The bull riding championship at the Houston Rodeo.
Okay. Bull riding championship. I don't think we've ever
First
mentioned
Lady,
bull riding on our show.
It amazes me that when you watch the PBR, the bull, riding folks, these be some little guys. I mean, little, it's just like race car drivers. They be little guys. Mm-hmm. And you go on this little, and one of them, they were interviewing and they said, well, you into it, you world champion, all of that. He said, they were like, how did it go? He said, well, look, I've broken 17 bones. I'm like, whoa. And he goes, hey, if you ain't broken at least 5-10 bones, you still a rookie. That's a little much for me. but the bull ride championship.
All right. My top story to watch is everything NFL. You got what is it? What's those? Where the
combines?
Combines. I couldn't get the word out. You got the combines going on. You have the end of the franchise tag. They have till March 5th to franchise tag their players, and then they're all preparing for the following week. After this week is the start of free agency. So we got a couple of things next week to talk about, but this week is all about the franchise tag and the combines. All right, that's all going on in the NFL. I want to talk about a movie that Tyler Perry is already going to eventually air this year on Netflix. It's called 688, the 6888 movie, and the movie is about the only predominantly all black U.S. WAC unit that was set overseas to serve during the war. The 688th was a self-sufficient battalion made up of postal workers, cooks, and mechanics. And it is a predominantly black woman. And the reason why I'm saying that, because, we always honor our veteran women, and we're going to be join us to honor our veteran women on May 23rd, 2024 in Houston, Texas, and streaming live on your favorite device. To learn more, please visit honorourveteranwomen.com, honorourveteranwomen.com. So, that's going to be a movie about women veterans and the women in the military. So I look forward to that one. Hopefully, look, I hate to say this, but hopefully it's better than Mia Coppola. All right. Check out our current and previous.
Sometimes even the best, Michael Jordan had an off game.
I'm going to tell you, Mia Coppola had me, it's Maya Coppola, not Mia. I think it was Maya Coppola. It had me drawn in. Everything was good. I was excited about it. They got some really, really, really good sex scenes in the movie. But then the end of the movie just wiped out the complete movie. It just canceled the entire movie. That's how bad the ending was. But anyway, Tyler, you got to do better than that when you come to an end of a movie. All right. But anyway, check out our current and previous episodes on Bras, Panties, and Sports.com and our Facebook page, BPN Sports. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, along with Dizzy Mack on the bearskin rug and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next week.